Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, really another video for you guys. It's going to be one of those videos that I just want to do for the community to really discuss what you guys are doing through eBay, if you're buying manga, if you're not buying manga. And all this, I just want to start a conversation. So make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below so we can continue talking about what the heck we're doing. I know a lot of people are starting their collection. A lot of people on other social media that I talk to have told me I'm starting my collection. I'm at 4 or 5 mangas, and how do I increase it at a higher level like you do? What do you do to buy stuff? Where do you buy them, and etc. etc. So today I'm going to talk about eBay, which is one of the places that I will be up front and say that I have bought stuff from eBay. Some of my books have come from eBay, and but also I want to be very transparent and say, like the title says, be careful with eBay. eBay can be an issue, and I'll talk a little bit about why I mean by all that, because it is really more of a gamble more than anything. It's you can either get great stuff or not so great stuff. Today I'm going to focus just on the manga because there's other stuff you can buy through eBay, like plushes and stuff like that, that throughout the times I've maybe bought but stopped buying through eBay because of obvious reasons. But today will just be about manga. So before I continue though, I want to say a few things. One, if you have not done so, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell button if you guys don't mind, and you'll be notified when I go live and I upload videos. Also guys, if you want to further support me, you guys can go become a Patreon now. So make sure you become a Patreon. There is a giveaway happening that's going to end in the next few days. So make sure you go now before August 30th. Thirdly, there is another website that I will recommend you guys to buy manga and anime from. There is a link down there below where you guys can check it out. They do have cheap prices, so go check that website out. And then lastly, guys, again, if you want to continue this conversation, you can continue it here in this YouTube video, or you can continue it in my Twitter at Anime Review 711. So, okay. The first thing that I like about eBay is obviously the prices. When it comes to pricing, eBay obviously is a big competitor against the other websites because you can either go to the buy now section and get manga for $4, $5, maybe even $3 sometimes, and yet that's a total deal, especially if you're buying for a collection. If you're collecting, let me give you the example of One Piece, because that's the one I'm going to use quite a bit today. If you're collecting One Piece books, and One Piece has 90 volumes, and you really want to get all these books together, and obviously you can't buy them all together, so you buy them in bulk, let's say 5 at a time. Well, with $4 or $3 a piece, with $20 you can get 5 or even 6 books, and your collection grows and grows and grows, even if you just put $20 per paycheck. And that's, you know, every month you get 12 for your volume, and pretty quickly you're going to have that whole series completed. So obviously, price-wise, eBay is a great competitor. If you look through the list, you see all these prices, and that is awesome. Sometimes they have retail prices, and it just really depends who's selling it. You'll find manga that is brand new. Let's say if the latest My Hero Academia manga came out, you'll find it in eBay for retail price. So it's not really a deal because you're just paying for what you could pay in eBay. In Barnes & Noble or any other bookstore. Now, then the debate goes, well, at least it's free shipping and I don't have to go to a store, so I save in gas and I save my time. Okay, that's fair enough, but also there's other websites that will sell you the latest manga with even maybe just $1 discount. So even then, buying at retail price at this point, it's not really the best deal. You know, it almost feels like retail price now is a suggestive price. I feel like stores put it just for us to feel like we're getting a discount, but in reality, it's lower. But we won't get into that today. So price-wise, maybe eBay is one of the best places to go when it comes to price, which is one of the main reasons I went to eBay when I first started collecting, was because I didn't have a lot of money. I didn't want to put a lot of money out of my paycheck. I am not in college anymore. I'm a grown man paying bills, have to get my house bills paid, have to get my groceries on my own. I have a wife, I have a child now. So at that time I didn't have a child, but now I have a child now also. So that's just a lot of stuff that are my priorities first. They come first, my bills come next, and then obviously other stuff that we have to spend on or save on, and then lastly comes my hobby, which is this. And I would put $20, $15, $10 sometimes the paycheck, and eBay was the best deal because you can get stuff again, not just manga, but other stuff for just $1.50 sometimes. So why not? Okay, quality of the books is going to be the last thing I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to talk about the type of books eBay sells. eBay, obviously, if you go there, you can search and you can find different things. There's people like me, myself actually, who buy manga and then sell it on eBay at a cheaper price because they read through it and they don't want to collect it. So oftentimes, and I can give you an example, oftentimes I will buy a manga just like this one, and I will read it, I will review it, and I either don't like it or I do like it, but I prefer reading it through the Shonen app or through other apps that I pay subscription for, and I just don't want to collect it. I have my several collections that I do want to collect, and there's other ones like this one that I'm like, you know what, I just don't want to collect it. So what I do is, this is one that I just used once. It's in great quality. You guys can see there's no yellow on the on the pages. Obviously, there is a little bit of a small bent to it because I was reading it. But other than that, it is in great condition. So people like me will sell stuff like this, and you will find great manga like this that are brand new or just coming out at maybe $4 cheaper or $3 cheaper retail price, because people like me will do that quite often. But then you find other stuff like older manga, like maybe Vampire Knight or Blackbird or stuff like that at a very cheaper price, or maybe even in bulk. You'll get 5 mangas for like $10. Which is also a great steal. You also often find stuff like Star Wars Episode 1, the manga. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And I'm going to bring this one back up because I want to show more about it. But you'll find unique manga that maybe you've never heard of, and you think, wow, that's kind of cool. You want to buy it, and you get it. And it's just one of those cool things that you have just to show people. So the type of books that you get there are just, it varies. And sometimes, again, it's a gamble. You don't know what they're going to have. They don't have every single volume. They might have just volume 5 or 6. So that's another thing to consider. So quality-wise, as you saw this one, quality-wise, they're going to have weird bent marks like that. This one has this ripped here, and that's because it had a library sticker on, and I guess someone tried to remove it, and it has a rip now. So quality-wise, you're going to get all these. Now, sometimes it tells you, and sometimes it doesn't. eBay has the setting where we'll tell sellers to tell them if it's new, if it's in good condition, if it's in very good condition, or if it's in poorly condition. And most people, when it's not a new book, they'll just put very good condition. They will lie to you straight up, and then you end up with stuff like this. Now, this is a good example of bad quality because one, it has, you can't really tell too much to see if the camera catches that, but it has markings on the edge of the book. There it is, from the library, and then it has this markings from the sticker, and then it has this horrible fold here in the shot in the cover. So that's a horrible condition manga, and you don't want to buy stuff like that. You just don't. It's not good for your collection, especially if you are collecting. Now, if you're buying it just to read, that's another difference. That's why I haven't really been bothered by this one, because this one was a Star Wars manga. I'm not really collecting these. I'm just kind of want reading them, so I got it just to read it, and that's okay. You will end up with good condition. I'm going to give you another example. This is a One Piece volume that I actually bought from eBay. This one is in great condition. There's no rips, there's no tears. It's just straight through. It's great condition. The only thing is it has little folds here in the edges. That's about it. That's not a big deal to me. There's no markings on the book. There's no rips, and that's the thing. Not every seller is gonna take their time to put all that, and partially it's because they're selling like 20, maybe 50 books at a time, and they just put the name and the price, and then next one, name and price, and next one, name and price, and next one, because they just want to get rid of all of them, and they don't even consider the buyer might end up with a book like this one. Now, the other thing you have to keep in mind when you buy from eBay, and this is something that I won't showcase you everything, but this is a package that I just got a few days ago, which really inspired this video, just to kind of give you the warnings of buying from eBay. The other thing you need to consider, not always they will print. You do want to read reviews of the seller, because sometimes the reviews of the seller will tell you what they sell, which is weird. It shouldn't, but it does. I bought these books, which is, gosh, it's 10 of them. 10 of these books. I was so excited because I thought I had gotten a deal, and I went through the bidding system, which is where you bid how much money, and if someone bids something more, then you lose. I bid just a little bit of money, really, and I ended up winning 3 bids from the same buyer, or sorry, seller, and then I got them here all in one packaging. One thing I want to say is that was bad on them, because when you buy 3 separate items from the same buyer, and they charge you a shipping cost for all 3 items, that means that they only spend 1 shipping cost to send you all the items, and they kept the money for 2 shipping costs. They just kept that money. So they basically ripped me off of that money. I'm not going to talk much about that. What I want to talk about is the fact that this One Piece book is in Japanese. It is not actually in English. Now, is it cool to have these? Yeah, it's pretty cool to have these. I got 10 of these, and they're kind of cool to have because they are in Japanese, the original language, and that's another, topic starter, if you want to say. But nowhere in their post it said that they were in Japanese. In fact, a lot of the pictures, if you looked at them, were the English version of the manga. But if you check the reviews of the seller, some people had already complained that they thought they were getting an English book, and they ended up with a Japanese cover. Now, I will say one of the 3 posts that I won from the bids was in Japanese. The lettering was in Japanese. But what I feel happened was when the sellers decided to sell these on eBay, he got one of the stock pictures and just added it to his post. A lot of these books, if you add the ISBN number, which is the number they use to sell these books, eBay is going to provide a stock picture, and a lot of the sellers, me as an example, will use a stock picture because oftentimes it's a lot better than the pictures you can take anyways. So you use a stock picture to sell the book. They probably use a stock picture and didn't realize it was in English instead of Japanese, and it taught me, or it made me misunderstand what they were selling, and ended up with 10 Japanese One Piece books. Now, does this make me mad? Obviously, to an extent, it does. I really was excited to increase my One Piece collection. I was actually very happy that I was actually had money to buy these to invest on my One Piece collection. So I am a little bit upset that happened, but at the same time, it is a gamble on eBay, and I've known that for years, which is why I haven't bought it lately through eBay. I myself have gone through other websites, like the website I've recommended to you at the beginning of this video. That's the website I use online the most right now, though they don't have every single volume as well, because they sometimes run out of stock, and they just have certain volumes or certain DVDs. So sometimes also kind of you get what you get from there because they don't have everything. So it has been difficult finding everything on online. So sometimes I rely on eBay, and sometimes I just think maybe this time it'll be better. And sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And it have been months really since I bought them from eBay, and maybe a year actually, or more. But anyways, it was just a gamble, and I knew that. So have that in mind when you consider buying stuff from eBay. It is a good place to start collecting stuff. I will read all this stuff, all the descriptions. Sometimes they do include stuff like that. Sometimes they'll put a picture of a book. It looks good on picture, but then if you read the description, it says rip pages or mark pages or whatever, and you want to know stuff like that. So make sure you read the description as well, because obviously that's very important. But always buy at moderation as well. I don't want you guys to start your collection at a point where you make yourself poor and can't afford meals for a week. Don't do that either. Buy in moderation. A lot of people love my collection. They look at it and they go, wow, we like your background. Yeah, that's great. This took years to do. Not that many years, but it took 3 years for me to get all this stuff. If you go back to my videos, maybe 2 years ago, you just see one bookshelf behind me because I only had one bookshelf of stuff. And if you even go further down into when I started doing anime videos, you'll see no bookshelves. It's just me and a blank wall and behind me because I had nothing. Everything that I was reviewing was from online stuff, and then eventually I started my collection. So it all starts somewhere, and I encourage you guys to just be careful when you buy through eBay. Make sure you guys are very aware of what you're buying, and know that sometimes sellers might not care. They just want the money. They're going to sell you a crappy product as long as you give the money. So, and sometimes they won't even respond if you send them an email. Now, I myself have not emailed this person. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to keep these, or maybe give them away as a nice little, this is Japanese manga book. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section if you guys would want these in the giveaways. I don't know if you guys would, but oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you have not done so by now, subscribe to my channel. Also consider being a Patreon. It's going to help me a lot grow my channel. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. And like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.